My name is Daniel Van Conant. I am a minister for the Nanaimo Wiccan congregation, and I am a Wiccan and a witch.
And I'm Angela Flegel, and I'm also a minister for the Nanaimo Wiccan congregation, and I'm also a Wiccan and a witch.
Wicca is a modern recreation of the ancient religions of Northern Europe, particularly Saxon and Celtic. Wiccans practice witchcraft, and Wiccans are witches, and we honor the earth, and we honor the divine in the form of God and Goddess. For us, the divine manifests in the same way that we see nature manifesting. We see animals, male and female. We see ourselves, male and female. And so it only makes sense to us that God would also be male and female. We're going to be doing a formal ritual to give them a flavor of what the whole thing is about. I want to welcome you here to this Wiccan ritual. This is a very sacred time for us. This is near to the time of the spring equinox, which is the time of balance between the sun at his highest and the sun at his lowest. And so when we are in the circle, think about those things. Think about balance. Think about the things in your life which seem to be not quite right, and know that this is the time to bring all things into balance. Most of the pop culture stereotype actually contains a kernel of truth. Unfortunately, it's been kind of glossed over and made into something that has a more sinister idea. The actual truth is a lot more benign. There are three basic principles that define paganism, and Wicca is a pagan religion. We call these the three pillars of paganism. The first pillar of paganism is polytheism. Polytheism is the worship or the acknowledgement of more than one god.
Of many gods, of many goddesses. Some people have specific named gods and goddesses. Some people just refer to God and Goddess as Lord and Lady, or God and Goddess, Great Mother, Great Father. Daniel has named God and Goddess.
Yeah, we believe that the divine shows each person the face that they need to see. So if the way you need to speak the divine is through a more abstract idea like God and Goddess, then that's the face that the divine will show you. If you find a connection with a pantheon of a certain culture, like in my case, the Celtic culture, then the divine will show you faces from that pantheon. The second pillar of paganism is pantheism. Pantheism is the idea that the divine exists in all things. There is a spark of the divine in each one of us, in the trees, in the rocks, in the seas, in the fish, in the seals. Everything has a spark of the divine. Anything that isn't in life isn't in Wicca. And everything that we worship is the life we see around us. The third pillar of paganism is animism. Animism is the idea that all things have a spirit. As well as having a spark of the divine, all things are alive and have a soul.
And there's a collective spirit of all things. The spirit of a tree and the spirit of all trees.
Because each Wiccan is their own priest or their own priestess, we have our individual rituals that we do for ourselves to get in touch with the divine. And a big part of Wicca is the self-empowerment, the idea that we don't need to go to someone or to somewhere else to do the things we need to do spiritually. We can do them ourselves. But we also get together as community in order to build those relationships. And so you'll probably find a Wiccan doing his ritual in the shower in the morning, or as he's shaving, or as she's making the bed. But you'll also find Wiccans getting together on special days in groups in order to worship and celebrate together. We celebrate on the full moons, which we call Esbats, and we celebrate on solar festivals, which are called Sabbats. We also believe as Wiccans that our soul does not reside here, that our soul resides in the other world. What we have here is an avatar, is a life. And each life we live is for a purpose, to learn something. We don't see time as linear, so we don't often talk about past lives, because for us they're just lives in other times. Those things that we learn in each life we take back to the true soul. And then the true soul sends out another avatar to learn more things. And so as we learn, we become closer to the divine until eventually we are with the divine.